Yeah.
Hello, Luke.
Hi.
It's leveling up time.
Level up. Let's do it. Let's get stronger.
So yeah,
faster, better.
So what's first?
Okay, so leveling up to level 5. We've gone up from level 3 to level 5, which meant that I had some points to spend. I have put those points into strength, of which Dob had very little. He now has +1 strength, so that's good. And I put my the other stuff that I had to spend into dexterity, which Dob already had loads of. But I feel like that's something that he brings to the party that not everyone else has. Flipping around, it comes in useful so often. So I figured that's what he would want to. That's what he would want to hone.
Right, Ellen, it's leveling up time. What's going on with Merylwen?
Well, Merylwen, you know, she wants to be strong, but she also wants to be smart. So she's going to be leveling up her intelligence and her strength.
Cool.
By 1 each, which would mean that she has a +2 modifier for both of those traits now.
It's not too bad.
Obviously, leveling up to level 5 is a big deal for a rogue. Very special time in a young rogue's life when they learn a skill called Uncanny Dodge, which I now have access to. So get that, enemies.
It's a particularly annoying one because when an attacker you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to halve the attack's damage against you.
Yeah, so basically try damaging me now, idiots. What's that? Oh, stabbed me, have you? For 10 hit points, is it? More like 5. Deal with it. I'm gonna fess up here. I didn't really understand what ability scores were up to this point. So obviously I know the modifiers. You add that number to your roll, and then you get more numbers, and more numbers is good. But I didn't really know what the number the big number meant.
So those are the ones you're changing.
Yes, those are the ones I'm changing. So what I've done is I've put a point each into strength and constitution. I felt like I wasn't really strong enough. I feel like Corazon's probably been just like doing some bicep curls in his cabin, some push-ups, handstand push-ups, all that good stuff. Farmer's carries, you know, all the burpees. Don't really know what constitution is, but it feels like it'd be good to have a higher score in it because I was only on 11 before, and it feels like an 11 constitution is bad.
I mean, you've got a +1 now. So
oh, have I? Good.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about with a 12 strength? Do I have a +1?
That's +1 as well.
Great. So I've got +1 to both strength and constitution without really knowing
what you were
what I was doing. So good job.
Okay.
Good job, me.
It also determines how many hit points you're going to gain at the end of this process.
Oh, sweet. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad that I put it into that then.
All right, Jane. It's leveling up time.
Hooray!
What is going on with Prudence?
Okay, well, Prudence is going from level 3 to level 5. We are increasing her abilities, either 2 of them by 1 point or 1 of them by 2 points. And I have gone for sinking 2 points into my constitution because that is going to affect how I roll for my increased hit points. Playing smart for once. I can't help but notice I've been the most injured over the last several campaigns. I feel like I'm the one who's come the closest to death. And I also probably have the least hit points. I haven't verified that. But anyway, as a purely self-preservation driven move, I'm sinking it all into Constitution because I'm already at maximum charisma. I don't know if you noticed. So there's nothing to be done there. And yeah, I think Constitution is the way for me to go to try and, you know, bulk up a bit those health points.
Mike, it's leveling up time.
Oh no. I have been choosing some spells, choosing some new things to add to my stats, and I'm going to roll my dice for some extra hit points, which I'm really worried about because I feel like Egbert's only going to get more fragile as time goes on.
Let's talk about your ability score increases. What are you better at doing now?
I would like to level up my dexterity and charisma. Probably a sensible person would have done something about Egbert's -1 wisdom, but I'm not a sensible person, and also I think it's funny. Charisma is useful for a paladin because that helps with spellcasting, because it's all about your sort of presence and kind of religious faith and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think charisma would be good. Also, in both those stats, I'm like right on the cusp of adding an extra number to my little numbers. Which I believe is the technical term for what's about to happen, isn't it, Johnny?
Yes.
So I would like to do that, please. I would like more dexterity and more charisma, please.
That is
and in real life.
Fine. Spells.
Okay, so now we get to the good stuff. New cantrip, message, which lets me sort of point in the direction of someone and whisper them a secret message that they hear and can reply to. I think, Jane, / Prudence already has
She
this.
does, yeah.
But I just wasn't really moved by any of the other things, and I just felt like that will probably come in handy, so there we go, message. Other new spell, Calm Emotions. I really am excited about this one. It is a second level enchantment. You attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people. Every humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere must make a charisma saving throw, and if they fail it, then basically they are calmed by Dob's soothing public speaking. It's the spell that is just like, guys, and then it doesn't last very long, so, and then leg it. So it's like guys! So it's an angry mob solution. And then the other spell that I've gone for is Speak with Dead. So, this is a third level necromancy spell, although bizarrely, it is only available to bards and I think clerics. When I saw it, I just thought immediately of the in-universe reason why Dob would want Speak with Dead and why he would work so hard on learning such a bizarre spell, and that is to apologise to the orphans. So that, I believe, in-universe is why Dob has worked so hard to master the spell Speak with Dead. In actual fact, as Dob would probably learn at the end of this process, it wouldn't work on the orphans because they've been dead too long. And anyway, Speak with Dead doesn't really bring the soul back into a corpse. It only sort of like reanimates what's left. And also the orphans aren't so much a sort of spirit, they're a paste. Reanimating that corpse would be astonishingly cruel. So it probably won't actually be used to apologise to the orphans, but I love the idea that Dob would try. That just felt right. And also, I think in terms of creating entertaining Dungeons and Dragons, when you reanimate a corpse using this spell, you can ask the corpse 5 questions. It can't tell you anything that it didn't know when it was alive, and it's under no obligation to answer you truthfully if it doesn't like you or didn't like you when it was alive, and the answers tend to be cryptic. So basically, I read the description, was like, I want to see Johnny being a lot of corpses, giving cryptic responses to 5 questions. I just thought it sounded really funny and would come in useful. And Dob has quite a lot of like power in combat already, so I liked the idea of something that out of combat could be weird.
Let's talk magic. What's going on there?
Magic time. Well, it's time for two new spells, and I spent a lot of last night spell shopping. It's much fun. And one can be second level maximum spell, one can be a third level maximum spell, and to that effect, I have chosen, let me just whisk you through to the
Genuinely
Warlock.
nervous about this bit.
Well, I hope I've chosen wisely, but the thing is, when you go online and you look at forums about what's the best invocation for a Warlock, what's the best spell for a Warlock, no one agrees on anything. And if you say, well, I think Phantasmal Force is a great spell, there's 100 people saying you're an idiot and Phantasmal Force is the worst spell ever made. So I did away with all the forums and just went with the stuff I thought would be fun and cool, because let's face it, Eldritch Blast has me covered for combat. I have gone for Spider Climb, because I always wanted to climb things like a spider. I've seen a lot of Spider-Man lately, and also I think we've come up against enough situations where we've kind of gotten snarled up on trying to get over a wall or just basic traversal. And I can't, like Dob, like backflip onto a roof, but now I can like terrifyingly, creepily, kind of Dracula style, kind of like, yeah, like a vampire. Yeah, let's get more like a vampire than a Spider-Man, if we're honest. But it means I can scale walls and ceilings in a spider-like manner, and it lasts for an hour, so
That's genuinely chilling.
Isn't it good? Isn't it scary? I think spooky was my guiding philosophy on this leveling up phase. I'm like, what's the spookiest, most fun spell I can acquire in this process? Speaking of, how about that third level spell? It's only bloody Hunger of Hadar.
What?
Johnny, do you know Hunger of Hadar?
I don't know Hunger of Hadar.
Well, let me tell you about Hunger of Hadar.
Oh, God.
You open a gateway to the dark between the stars. A region infested with unknown horrors. A 20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold appears, centered on a point with range and lasting for the duration. This void is filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping sounds that can be heard up to 30 feet away. No creatures, magical or otherwise, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so importantly, damage. The void creates a warp in the fabric of space and the area is difficult terrain. Any creature that starts its turn in the area takes 2d6 cold damage. Any creature that ends its turn in the area must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage as milky otherworldly tentacles rub against it. So it's a sphere of cosmic void from the space between the stars filled with milky acid damaged tentacles. It's amazing!
Oh my
It's
god!
a third level spell!
Oh no!
I mean, I couldn't not. It's just too on brand.
I don't blame you, but I definitely don't like it.
Yeah, so that's my other spell.
Well,
So-
we're getting involved. Oh, you also have an invocation, right?
I do have an invocation. Welcome to now Jane picks an invocation, which is actually very practical, very much like a utility invocation, because there's some fun stuff in there. But I feel like I've got to do something for the party, you know. So my new invocation is Eldritch Sight, which lets me basically spam detect magic at like basically no cost. So I can be like constantly scanning for magic. And also I feel like it's in character with Prudence because, you know, she wants more magic, she wants to know about magic, she wants to know if there's any magic around, so it kind of makes sense that she has honed her senses. They're finely attuned to any magic in any area, and basically I can do it at will at basically no cost. So that felt useful, and also maybe it'll help the party out.
Oh, I got a new spell.
What
Let
is
me
it?
tell you about that. I have taken the first level illusion spell, Disguise Self. I'm going to read from the description here. You make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell ends or until you use your action to dismiss it. You can seem 1 foot shorter or taller and can appear thin, fat, or in between. You can't change your body type, so you must adopt a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs. Otherwise, the extent of the illusion is up to you.
So you can't be a spider tiger?
Well, I could combine Dob's disguise kit with the disguise self thing. So the extra limbs could be a disguise kit
Okay.
and the actual spider tiger illusion. But yeah, I felt like Dob's disguise kit wasn't really doing it for me anymore, considering that he has to roll for it and how that usually goes. So yeah, I can make myself look magically like anyone else. The only drawback is the changes made by the spell don't hold up to physical inspection. So for example, if I were to disguise myself with this hat, if someone were to try and touch the hat, their hand would go through it. So it's a non-corporeal illusion. So I just need to not go near anyone or touch anyone. I feel like it's going to come in handy for the kind of social stealth that I really feel that Corazon excels in our campaigns, this disguise self thing. Also, I can make myself look like Dob and commit a bunch of crimes, and then Dob will be on the hook for them. You know, that'll be a good time for everyone except Dob.
This was actually the hardest one for me because there's a lot of good druid spells. First off, with the cantrips, I was so confused by which ones to go for. There are some good options, like there's one with like I can make a magic stick, and I was like, magic sticks are great, but I'm gonna go for poison. I think when Merylwen first was in the series, a lot of people mistakenly thought that she was a good alignment because she likes animals and doesn't really want to hurt people, but she kind of wants to just get the job done. She's actually a true neutral that's very influenced by the party around her.
And they kill everything.
And they kill everything.
Yeah.
And then also, just like plants, there are a lot of poisonous plants out there, so I still felt it was like on brand for Merylwen to be able to be like, poison. As opposed to web. Most of Merylwen's cantrips are kind of like, turn into a bear and druid craft and things like that. It's something that is an attack thing that she can use that is a little bit more, this will definitely happen, and it's all up to them making a saving throw as opposed to me having to make the throw. So that's kind of like a guaranteed, as long as I'm close enough. Poison.
Lovely. I mean, not lovely, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You've got a new wild shape, haven't you? I'm assuming you're not going to tell anyone what it is.
I'm not going to tell anyone what it is because I want to see everyone's reaction, especially Dobbs, because Dob always gets excited when he I just really liked not telling the team that I was going to be a bear and then turning into a bear because Corazon's reaction was the best. It completely ruined our stealth, but whatever. I just want to be able to be like, surprise! Because she's neutral, but she's got a little bit of a fun streak because she's been hanging out with all these chaotic goods and evils. So yeah, a little bit. A couple of other spells. One is speak with plants. I just thought that would be quite good. You can ask them for clues, you can get them to do things. They can't like move fully for you from like uproot themselves, but you know, I might be able to like make friends with some vines and they can like grab enemies. Also helps because we got caught up in an entangle spell from Emchnail, and if I could speak with plants, I would be like, get off, and they might actually get off. Well, actually they would. It would get them to get off. So it's just
and I have to work out what plants sound like. Thank you so
much.
Exactly.
It's just so I make Johnny do a tree accent, and then also if I hear facts, I can make the joke that I heard it literally on the grapevine. So.
Oh God.
One other spell. I'm a little bit unsure of one of the spells that I'm quite interested in is conjure animals, because it was either that or possibly water breathing, because let's go under the sea, everyone, for 24 hours only, because that's as long as I can make it last.
That's still very on brand though.
A little bit of advice from the DM would be...
I think both are good fun. You'll probably get more use out of conjuring animals.
Yeah.
But then who doesn't want to be able to breathe underwater for up to 24 hours?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's been such a hard time. Like I'm so indecisive at the best of times.
Do you want to roll a die for it?
Yeah.
Pull out a d6. If it's an even number, it's conjure animals. If it's an odd number,
Even number conjure
it's
animals.
Underwater breathing.
It is 3. Breathe underwater.
There you go.
Okay. Because the thing is, the conjure animals one is good, but I can turn into animals already.
Mate,
So
that's not a problem for you.
I'm all good. Cool.
Nice. Okay.
I would like a mermaid episode, please, Johnny.
What about your spells? What have you added to the list?
First of all, I've got to pick a level 1 spell, and the level 1 spell I'm going to choose is Silent Image. So you can create an image of an object or creature or some other visible phenomenon. I don't know what that means, like fireworks or something. Oh, maybe a ghost. Egbert's going to be the toast of the Halloween parties this year, let me tell you. So you can make that image move around with like action turns and stuff, as long as they're within range. So as the image changes location, it will move. So if you made a giant horrifying spider, it will look like a giant horrifying spider moving around. I think that might be quite useful. It does sound a bit more like a party trick than anything else, but I'm sure there'll be some point where it becomes extremely important for Egbert to create a weird sort of creepy clone of himself, maybe, or something. My level 2 spells, this is where stuff gets kind of interesting. There's one called Zone of Truth, which is basically like a truth serum, but a kind of like area of effect truth serum. The range is, again, sort of 60 feet, and it's a 15-foot radius sphere within range, and any creature who walks into that sphere or who is already in that sphere has to make a charisma saving throw. If they fail that, they can't tell any lies for 10 minutes. They're not compelled to answer, so I might need a bit of muscle to persuade them. But anything they say has to be true. So even if you're, this is going to get real dark, but even if you're sort of threatening to torture them, you at least know the information you're getting will be true, right? Which is not always the case. Egbert's big on truth and honesty and upfrontness. So he's the guy who apologizes to people before he smites them. So he's going to be really big into Zone of Truth. I think it's well on brand for Egbert.
I'm already dreading this spell, I'm perfectly honest with you.
I can't wait to use it on other party members who are being dishonest. Corazon is definitely going to be being a lot more honest with all of us, I think, from now on. I do need to have a rest most times, but I suspect there's probably some leeway in that as well. I'll just have an 80-second power nap and then back on it with the truth telling.
So is that all of your spells?
No, I have one more that I can choose, and that will be, yes, locate object. Now, I suspect with D&D, you're not supposed to just choose spells that help with the immediate problem you have. But Egbert's real annoyed about losing his kidney, so he's going to learn locate objects, because anytime he might be close to the kidney, he's going to be like, where's my kidney? Where's my kidney? So it has to be an object you're familiar with. You've got to have been within 30 feet of it. kidney, obviously. It'll probably be useful in other situations as well, but primarily Egbert's like, no, I need to learn how to locate my kidney. So anytime he's within 1,000 feet of this object, as long as it's not in a lead-lined safe, or as long as there's no lead between it and him, he'll be able to work out A, where it is, and B, if it's moving, what direction it's moving in, which is useful stuff.
You're a druid, so your hit die is a d8. Have we written down what your hit die is? I need you to get a d8 out for me. Pick up the dice box in front of you, take out a d8, which is your hit die. It's a d8.
A D8.
Oh my gosh, look at those.
Wow. Pick your hit die.
The D8, is it?
It's a d10 for you, actually.
D10.
Paladin.
I wish I knew what one of those looked like.
That is correct, well done.
Easy, we'll speed that up in post.
This one.
No, that's a d10,
This
sorry.
one. That's
No,
a d6.
Next one.
This one.
This one?
Yeah, it's like playing with a claw machine. What are your current hit points?
My current hit point maximum is 22.
All right.
How many times do I roll this? 6, 7?
2.
2. And that's including my +1 to Constitution?
Yes.
Right, okay. Okay. There's a 5 and
That's a 7.
7. Amazing.
So you're now on 36.
Whoa! Yeah, 36. All right, happy with that. So yeah, you're gonna have to hit me for 72 points of damage if you want to kill me because of uncanny dodge, you idiots, you idiot goblins, or whoever.
So you're on 21 hit points right now.
So
What is your
good, though.
Constitution modifier as well?
My Constitution modifier is +2.
Okay.
All right. 2.
Oh no. Okay.
6.
Okay.
Hey,
That's better.
That's better.
So that puts you on 33 hit points.
Nice.
Not too shabby.
Not too bad.
Well-
And also I can cheat as if I'm at death's door, I just turn into the animal and get their hit points fully stopped. That's the best thing about the Ender Druid.
God damn it. What are you on at the minute?
23 hit point maximum, and my Constitution is +2.
+2, not too bad. All right, cool.
So here we go. That is, I believe, an 8.
Nice.
Just verify that, please.
Yes, that is an 8.
So that's 8 +2, right?
Yes.
Cool. Extra 10 hit points. I'm on 33 so far.
Why is everyone so nervous about gaining hit points? It's good.
Because you might gain a rubbish amount and then you can't take it back.
Oh.
Alright. Maybe it's better never to know. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that is a 5. +2 is 7. So that brings me up to a nice round 40,
Not
I
too
believe.
bad. What's your Constitution modifier at the minute? It's just gone up after all.
It's gone up. So, because I put 2 new points in Constitution, my Constitution modifier has gone from 3 to 4. Thank you very much.
Whoa.
So, let's get me healthy. Let's give me those hit points.
What's your current hit point
My
maximum?
current hit point max is 18.
Okay.
Is that low? Is that the lowest?
That is low.
It's
yeah.
low, isn't it? No
Yeah.
wonder I came so close to death all those times. All right,
All right, give it a roll.
let's roll this bone. All right. Oh, I think it's a 5 or an S. S for super health. There we go. I think it's a 5. It's a 5.
Okay, that puts you on 27. So let's do
Okay.
it again.
Okay. And then
That is a 4.
that's a 4. That's a. Oh no! I see it now. I see it now. Held that way, it's a 4. So a 4 and a 5.
So 27 plus 4 plus 4 for your Constitution modifier is 35. Yeah.
35.
Great.
All right. Sounds healthy.
So
Yeah.
you're 1 less than me.
What?
I'm on 36.
All right. Great.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, and I'll try not to constantly attack you soon. We'll see.
Hunger of Hader.
Really nervous about this, Johnny, because I really fluffed it as much as you can fluff something that is literally random. Last time we leveled up, so Dob started on 12 hit point maximum and he went up to 20, which is not a big increase for how many levels we went up the first time. It's not a problem because he never gets hit, and I think I can say this with confidence, never will. That is a... Can't tell.
That's an 8.
Yes!
And what's your Constitution modifier?
Powerhouse Dob, back on form. Constitution is +4.
All right.
Because he's half orc. He could eat anything, sleep anywhere. I love Dob so much. Lucky Dob. That landed.
That's cocked.
the-
Wow.
In the gap between the table.
I'm actually
Wow.
going to take a picture of that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Can we add together both numbers?
No. That's a cocked die. You're going to have to roll it again.
That is a.
You've done it again. You've rolled another 8.
Yay! Lucky dog, lucky dog.
A new hit point maximum of 44.
44? Are you kidding?
You've more than doubled your pool.
Very happy with that. I will be acrobating into a volcano the very first opportunity. Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
Let's go apologise to some paste.